you heading back after this? Or are you off?
No, we got a couple of meetings, and then we're rehearsing tonight. We're performing on The Voice
Oh, nice.
tomorrow,
Very cool.
and then we're in Vegas, and then Denver, and then I'm wrapped up until New Year's. So
Okay.
Dang.
What do you, well, should we just start?
I thought
Sure.
we did.
All right. Yeah, there we go.
I felt
we
real.
did.
We
We
just
did.
started.
How's it going, Riley?
Good, man. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah. So, anyways, we were talking about your travel schedule. You're just,
Yeah, it's
staying
been
busy?
a busy year. I signed a record deal in 2018, and I was, I traveled a lot touring, but it was pretty regional. I was driving everywhere. I'd never even been on a plane. And of course, the last few years, we played in Europe this year, Australia, done several tours in Canada, and obviously all over the U.S. So we're pretty well traveled now, and I'm ready to spend a little time at the house for the holidays.
You getting tired?
Yeah, I stay about like that. Yeah, this is me amped up right here.
So, wait,
This is you amped
When
up?
was your first time on a plane?
I don't know where I was going, but I mean, a show somewhere, I guess. Maybe going to, I think I went to a radio station in Oregon,
Oh, how old
Portland.
are you?
2018.
Okay, shit. 2018?
Yeah, so I don't know, 30-ish.
Okay.
Dang.
Were you like
That's
afraid
good.
to fly or you just never got around to it?
I was probably afraid like everybody else,
Okay.
like a little nervous about it. But of course, now I sleep better on a plane than I do in my bed. So used to.
But I also feel like in the South, it's like everyone drives anyways. It's like when you're out here, you're so far from anything. But like in the South, it's like Tennessee's right there
Yeah.
and Florida's right there. And, it's
Well,
just
yeah,
easy
even
to...
in like, the mid, like Illinois and stuff, like there's a little community and then there's 40 miles of cornfields and nothing. But like
yeah.
Alabama, Georgia's the same way. There's just communities all
Yeah.
over the place. We drove to Birmingham. That was an hour from me. Atlanta was an hour and a half. And
Yeah.
Birmingham was a big city before I got on the plane.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. Were you home for Thanksgiving or were you on the road traveling?
I was, I got home for about 4 or 5 days and then I went up to Kansas and I've got a little farm up there. I went deer hunting for a few days.
Okay.
Mostly just slept in the woods.
Is your family back in Alabama?
hmm My whole family lives in Jacksonville, Alabama, where I'm
Okay.
from.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Doesn't Wilson have a farm in Kansas? Where was it? Where does he live?
No, he's in Oklahoma.
Okay.
My brother-in-law just bought some farm out there to
Oh, awesome.
hunt on. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a whole like deer. You big. You've been a hunter for a long time?
Yeah. I was really into sports when I was in school, and then when I quit playing ball, I think it was like my way of being competitive still. Like,
Sure,
everybody going
yeah.
out and trying to trick a deer or ducks or whatever it was. And
You're a duck hunter, aren't you?
yeah.
It's that Instagram handle.
Yeah, that one stuck around for a while.
Yeah.
And now I think I like it because it's quiet. And then my phone doesn't work. I can slip off in the woods and hide from
Yeah.
everybody for a few days.
So you're a big sports guy when you're young. And you're a quarterback. You play football, I think, or
Yeah,
something like
I
that?
played football, baseball, and basketball,
played
and then I
them
went to
all.
Jacksonville State and
Okay.
played quarterback for a little while.
Were you big into music then?
No, not really. My older sister, Lindy, was a really good singer. She was like Sandy in all the Grease plays and then went to college on a music scholarship. I never really thought I was a good singer. My granddaddy Buford was a big music lover. Like, he loved old country music, George Jones and Merle Haggard and all that. And so, like, when I was with him, we'd sit around and like play an old guitar and like try to sing songs. So like maybe that was kind of like a little bit of a hobby, but I started playing lead guitar in a band and started writing songs and people started requesting them, and then I started playing on my own, and it was really accidental. I was framing houses during the week and I'd play on the weekends, and here we are.
When did we have like what was the moment where it was like you went from just like playing the guitar with your friends to being like, maybe I'll be a huge giant country music star?
There wasn't one really. I mean, I can't think of any like big break moment. It was just like somebody said, "Hey man, why don't you come play at my bar? You can drink for free."
Okay.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, that was good. Do it next week." And so I
Sure.
did that for about 6 years at every bar in the Northeast Alabama. And I had a little business card with my phone number on it. I would hand out and people started calling me. And I remember there was a venue in Birmingham, Alabama called Iron City. And I was playing at a Mexican restaurant in Jacksonville every week for $150. And the guy called me and said, "Would you come play here?" And I'd just seen Chris Stapleton play there. And it's like 1,300 people. And I was like, "Nah, dude, it'll be empty,
Yeah.
And I went down there and it was like, we sold 1,200 something tickets. Like, I had no idea anybody knew who I was in Birmingham. So
What was that moment like? That must have been
it was
kind of
cool.
surreal.
My grandparents came. My grandmother Nancy was, we all had dinner there before, and they opened the doors and all these people came running in. And my grandma said, "Why are all these people here?" I was like, "Cause I'm playing." She said, "Yeah, but who else is playing?" It's like, oh, that's a good point.
It's like candy
We
for you.
tricked
Humbling.
Yeah, humbling. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always hear those moments, especially like hearing your story, just kind of almost like you fell into it, It's like,
Yeah, quite a bit. I always say it was very accidental success. I didn't think I was a songwriter because I'd never been to Nashville and written songs with anybody. Nobody I knew wrote songs. I started writing songs because I got tired of playing the same covers every week and played 3 shows a week.
Mm.
And so people started going, hey man, play that one song you played last week. And somebody said, man, you should record that song. So I went and paid like some guy named Bob, $500 to record in his basement. And I put an EP out. I didn't even know how to do any of this stuff. I didn't have a manager or a booking agent or anything. Song called Bury Me in Dixie did really well. Song called Georgia Time started doing really well. I didn't even know that I was making money on streaming, but I had like a
Really?
little account that was like, I thought I was getting rich. Yeah, eventually record labels and publishing companies started coming down from Nashville and coming to shows, and it just kind of grew from there.
That's crazy.
great.
I remember Bury Me in Dixie and Georgia Time both because it was
Well, being from where you're
yeah,
from,
yeah.
I mean,
And it's like no one ever writes songs about being an Auburn fan or being, from Alabama. And
Yeah.
so it's like,
well, I mean, and it's funny because, Bury Me in Dixie is obviously about growing up in Alabama.
yeah.
It's a very regional idea. And Georgia Time is probably more regional than that because it's talking about just a side of Alabama, which
yeah,
includes
that
Auburn,
line,
that we
yeah.
call the Eastern Time Zone, Georgia
Yeah.
Time. So for people to be singing that in California
That
was
is crazy.
insane to me, but they sing both those songs everywhere. And like
Do
I
you play
said,
them both at shows today? Or
yeah,
no? You do?
it's hard for me not to. I mean, I wrote those songs when I was like 24,
That's crazy.
so it's been a while, but I have no idea why that worked.
Do you listen to those songs today? And
Oh, I
I'm
hate
sure
it.
like you're, yeah.
Like,
I was like, I'm sure your voice has evolved.
Well, not even my voice. Like I played guitar on them. Like I remember
did
going
you?
in the studio and the guy, I didn't have a producer, and I was like, I played it and the guy's in the room with the buttons and I go, how was that? He said, I don't know. Do you like it? I was like, I guess. And he's okay. So like, I did it like once, now you spend
Yeah,
like weeks
yeah.
recording a song. So the production's awful, but it's also a little bit of something too, is like, I didn't sound better in my recordings.
Yeah.
So I think when people came to shows, like, oh, he's not that bad.
yeah.
It sounded just like
There
that.
wasn't all
Just
this
like
like
that, yeah.
auto-tune on
Yeah,
it.
it sounded just like me, yeah.
yeah.
No one ever thinks he's lip syncing. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think people just grew up a lot like I did
Yeah.
in that part in the things I wrote about, and maybe relatable is what I could say about it. And it was, it's those kind of things still work today.
I've definitely been, I'm a newer country fan. Natalie, my wife, got me into it, and we watched you at Stagecoach
Yeah.
2 years ago, and that was like my first immersion really embracing country. And like your show, I had such a good time.
Appreciate
and it was
it, man.
just like, yeah, it really just, that was my experience at Stagecoach, and particularly your show. It's like, it feels more than just like a show, or it's just like you're really kind of connecting with people. Everyone's having a good time, just like you were talking about being from Alabama. You're talking about your grandfather when you're singing your song about him. And it was just like, you really feel like a community. And it was it really kind of what made me fall in love with country music.
Yeah. Well, I Wish Grandpa's Never Died is, my biggest song by far. And it's, I've heard people tell me stories about maybe they didn't even know their granddad, or they were, related to it because of their dad,
Sure,
or this
sure.
or this
Mhm.
line. Of course, that song has a lot of different lines in it. So it's cool to see how people relate to it differently. But I just think people just take those songs and relate them to their own life in some way. And that's what's so great about country music is you see people crying in the crowd, about
Yeah.
something I wrote just as a tribute to my two granddaddies. So that part of this lifestyle, I don't get tired of.
How have you handled kind of all the fame that you're really popping off, you're becoming bigger and bigger, and you're becoming more mainstream. You're people talking about you on TikTok, do you stay connected, just kind of go hunt in the woods, or do you kind of have to do like a lot of us do, is like try to stay off because someone like a friend sends you some shit, like, oh, did you see this about you? And
It's
all of a
hard
sudden-
not to laugh at most of it.
Yeah.
I know it's probably hard for a lot of people that have had some success to not dive into that and
Sure.
let it affect you. But for everything I see that seems accurate about me, there's 10 things that are completely
Mhm.
made up. So,
What was the craziest thing you've seen about you?
there's no telling. There's several old ladies on Instagram that think we're like having a relationship that are getting like catfished and all.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
block or delete 30 fake accounts a day, and I just can't imagine how.
It's crazy that people are still falling for
But
it.
did you
today,
have
you know?
someone show up at your front door like I did
Yeah.
once?
No.
yeah.
Well, it'd be hard to find my front door. You got to go down the driveway that's a mile long. And,
Because I had
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. I had like fake accounts, people trying
Yeah.
to fake me for a while, and I'd block them for a while. It was like it was happening for a moment, and then like turns out one of the people who got duped like found my address and like
so
showed
it really
up.
was you.
Yeah, yeah.
So my thing's like this: if these scammers are
Like, we
making
are
that
real,
much
man.
money pretending to be me, why would I just quit singing and I'll start doing it? Because I can
Right?
pretend to be me better than anybody.
That's true.
Yeah, but you
could.
probably wouldn't ask them for like $10,000 to.
Well, they believe I would, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
It is crazy.
It was scary. She's
I
like,
don't know how these people have $10,000 just give a
she's
fake
like,
Rally
I
Green.
sent you money. I'm
Right?
like, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
How jarring though to be like, well, then who the fuck did I send money to?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is crazy. I will say, I tried to find something about you, and everyone loves you. There is nothing. I could not
Oh,
find
that's
a
a nice
negative
thing to
thing
say.
about
Yeah,
you.
you didn't look
So
hard enough, I'm
I
sure.
felt, yeah, maybe not, but I did have
She's
my
used to
daughter
like trying
crawling
to
around.
find bad things about me, and it comes
Yeah,
right up.
yeah.
And then it was just like, so she
I-
realized she had to really look.
Well, I can promise it's not from lack of it being out there or things that I've
Okay.
done, but I think I was really lucky that my, like, I don't know what you would call it, like, big level of success didn't come in my early 20s. You know, I was in my
Yeah.
late 20s, and I kind of had a business mindset about my career because I framed houses until I signed a record deal. I did construction work for $500 a week till 2018. I signed the deal and went on the road. And I knew how fortunate I was to have the opportunities I had. So I started thinking about, like, okay, well, I need to be a person that I would want to go see a show. You know, not just the songs I write or the performance I do. I just mean, like, now you have all this social media, everybody knows everything about you,
Mhm.
or at least they think they do, and they want to.
Yeah.
So, you know, how I display myself, I tried to be mindful of. And I think if I'd have had that success or that magnifying glass on me at 22, it would have been a different story.
Were you a bit of a hellraiser?
I think I was rowdy. Yeah. I remember when I started playing guitar, and I mean, I was, you know, quarterback in my hometown and played, you know, country music at the bars, and they were letting me drink for free. I thought that was a pretty cool time.
Mhm.
I was running pretty hard then, but it's a lot different now. 30s are different.
Yeah. Any ex-girlfriends from the past when you were younger, like look you back up after you like made it big and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would, like, my success hasn't made it worth putting up with me though. You know,
Okay.
they're not like trying to get back with me. They're just mad I'm successful. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
What was a bad habit you had in relate? Like I don't close cupboards. Like
You know, oh,
Not-
you're
Everything's
talking about
open.
like you were in there, like you were like not taking the trash out and stuff. I don't think I got that far.
okay.
I didn't get to having a shared cupboard stage.
Oh,
We had our
no.
own separate cupboards. I think my problem was when I was actually old enough and like mentally I thought I wanted to like settle down is when my career really started to take off.
Mhm.
And that was a time when like I couldn't focus on one thing. You know,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like I think a lot of people, especially in you know that kind of entertainment line of work or whatever, it's hard to have a relationship, especially with the travel and just the million distractions there are. So I kind of thought I'd put my nose down and kind of grind for a couple of years and try to get, you know, as much out of as I could out of a country music career, and it's just continued for about 6 years.
That makes sense. I mean, I was like in my 20s when I was just like working regular job. I was just like relationship guy after relationship guy, and then you know, I was like, then I went on reality TV, and then came out to LA and tried to make it out here. And yeah, like if you don't feel like settled like with what you want to do with your life, or you're like chasing a dream, like it just feels like love and dating is just kind of a distraction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I looked at it like if I had enough time to go out to dinner, I have enough time to write a song, and that's what I should be doing right now, you know, for a
Yeah.
while. And the other thing too is like I barely have time to like see my dog, you know. So I mean, it would take a really special girl to be okay with the amount of travel and time I'm going to be gone, and I don't think I found her yet.
I think that's what a lot. I mean, I think Dustin Lynch kind of opened up about how it's hard to date when you're just traveling the world. You're gone nonstop. You're just it's a nonstop lifestyle. And so he was talking to us about that too, about just like it's not easy to just find someone who's okay with that, and you know.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you know, aside from the issues they might have, my life has changed so much over the last, you know, handful of years that I'm trying to kind of figure out where I'm going to end up at, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a place in Alabama, my farm, which is where I thought I would spend the rest of my life at. And I think I went home 5 times this year, you know, and that's 3 hours from Nashville. So it's
Mhm.
just, it's tough to kind of picture your life and find somebody that you're really thinking about settling down with.
So what's keeping you in Nashville? I mean, it's yeah.
It's been a crazy busy year, but you know, like, so my farm in Alabama is 3 hours from Nashville. So let's say I get in at, you know, Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. First thing I need to do is go sleep for a day.
Mhm.
And then I wake up and it's Monday and I got to go back out Tuesday night. I get on the bus. So I'm like, well, I might as well hang around
Stay
town
there.
and try to
Yeah, yeah,
ride
yeah.
or go have a meeting or whatever. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's not that I have the greatest work ethic ever. I just feel like I'm trying to kind of wring out this career while I have the opportunity that I do. And that's my excuse for, you know,
Staying
hanging
off
in
the grid.
town.
Yeah.
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 Redneck Island.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
What a time to be alive. Yeah.
Do you look back in that and think like that was a really cool experience, or now that you've
No, that's not how I would describe it.
No? Okay. Do you regret doing it?
I don't regret doing it because I didn't do anything stupid on there.
Okay.
But I did.
How did you end up there in the first place?
So I was playing a show at a bar called the Floribama, sure you're
Mhm.
familiar with.
Mhm.
And a guy comes up to me after the show and he said he was a casting agent for the show on CMT with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he thought I'd be good on it. I,
That sounds cool.
gave him my number,
Yeah.
figured that was the end of it. Somebody called me from California and, they said, we're going to take you to Atlanta, put me in a hotel. And we did all these like stress tests and psych about, all this stuff. And so I remember like asking my mom, I was like, you think I should go do this? Like, I've never watched the reality show and thought, man, that guy looks really smart.
Yeah.
I mean, they make people look so crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
and
That's true.
you have a lot more insight in this than me. Is my thing just like there's always some theme or something going on. I couldn't figure out why
I'm
they
gonna go on
wanted
there and
me.
people are gonna respect me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, well, if they mentioned that I play music, I was very early in my career, and I don't do anything stupid, then it might help me a little bit. So I went on there. Also, it was a competition show, so I knew that at least half the episode would be that, not just like the real world drama of a house.
Sure.
So I went on there and I was extremely boring. I slept the whole time. The producer was constantly coming in to wake me up, like, hey, we need B-roll, go do something, And I didn't drink the whole time I was there. We filmed for a month and a day. We were stuck in this house with a bunch of crazy people. And I think I couldn't figure out why they cast me. And I think I was like the love interest. That was what they had planned. So they would make all these like, it looked like girls were fighting over me kind of stuff. And you know how it is, like a girl would look across the room and she'd have like a weird face that'd make it look like she was looking at the other girl. All that stuff was going on. But I will say if there was anything positive that came out of it, well, I mean, I won the show. Won $50,000, which I found out what taxes were really quick.
Yeah.
But I learned like how that works, like how much goes into, a production. And we would do these exit interviews after we'd filmed 2 or 3 episodes. We'd go sit in this room with a lady and she'd basically go over a script of what had happened. And I realized that I could get out of that room faster if I just said, hey, what's the storyline here? What are you trying to get me to say?
Yeah.
And so I got good at like kind of playing a part a little bit, which I think probably helps me in a lot of, interviews and those type of things. Cause there's a lot of stuff about touring and having a life in country music. I was not prepared for the, what media training that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So that was a little helpful in that world, I guess.
No, yeah, you learn a lot about, Hollywood or how just TV is made or just like what like B-roll is.
Yeah, I know what B-roll is.
Yeah.
At least can say it now.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with anyone from that show
No.
today?
No.
Do you know what any of them are doing?
Have they tried to keep in touch with you?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. There was a while they were all coming out to shows. A lot of them were. I think a couple of them were from Alabama, so like they were.
Were they asking you for tickets or were they buying tickets? And
Oh, they weren't asking me. They were showing up.
Oh, okay. The whole like we were on the show together. Yeah.
But it was a cool experience, I guess. I certainly wasn't like calling trying to get somebody to get me on another one after it was over, but I did. It was something I had no idea what all goes into a show like that. So it was really eye opening for me, never having any experience like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The holidays are a time for family, but with all the travel, it's more important than ever to make sure your family is safe and accounted for. Life 360 is a family connection and safety app that lets you track your family members' locations in real time. They have tons of great safety features such as place alerts, driver reports, crash detection with emergency dispatch, road assistance, and more. Life 360 is amazing at streamlining family communication and coordination. You'll know how far away your family is at any given moment and have the peace of mind that they are safe and secure. As a new parent myself, nothing is more important than the safety of my child. And it's just about staying connected, having that peace of mind of knowing they are safe so that you can respond if the people you love are in need. Parents will love some of the features that keep your kids safer than ever, such as real-time speeding monitoring, 30 days of location history, and low battery alerts. Make everyday family life better. Visit life360.com or download the app today and use code VIALL to get 1 month of the gold package for free. That's life360.com, code VIALL. With credit cards, we earn points on groceries, travel, and practically everything else, so why not rent? It's time to turn the rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. That's where Built Rewards comes in. There are no costs to join Built. As a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels, airlines, and even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 properties around the world you can redeem your Built points toward. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? Start earning on rent you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/VIALL. That is joinbuilt.com, joinbilt.com/VIALL. Make sure to use our URL so they know that we sent you, joinbuilt.com/VIALL, to start earning points on your rent payments today.
Well, I guess we could just jump to Ella Langley. I mean, this collab is massive. It is absolutely everywhere. did you expect this to happen when you first, did she approach you and be like, hey, I've got this cool song idea? How did it come about?
Well, I first heard it from a promoter that kind of helps manage her. That's a buddy of mine, and he was the first person that ever told me about Ella. You know, I was touring in Alabama, and he would put her on some shows of mine. And you know, I liked her voice. She's obviously from Alabama, very country, which I liked. And he played the song for me, and it wasn't really pitched to me like it needed to be a duet. He was just like, what do you think about this? And I was like, man, that's cool. Like, there's something cool about the girl picking up the guy or whatever. And the second verse kind of was like more of the first verse. And I thought, well, Ella's going on tour with me next year. Like, maybe if the second verse was like the guy's perspective or something like that then we'd have a song to play on tour. I had no idea it would be a hit at all at the start.
Really?
I thought that might help the song a little bit, you know? Yeah, it just goes to show you, I don't know. Because I think one day I opened my phone and you couldn't not hear it.
Oh, I mean, it's been stuck in my head ever since
Natalie
it first came
plays
out.
it a lot.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a fun song, yeah.
It's a fun song.
It really is.
I mean, I think everyone in the world is shipping you and Ella. Are we strictly friends?
Yeah. I mean, Ella's probably too smart to date me anyway. But I think that's kind of the country music fan. Like, they love the Tim McGraws and Faith and the George and Tammy. And I think that people want to believe that. So and when we first started having the success we did with that song, I kind of told Ella, I was like, you know, there's going to be a lot of things said, but I mean, you don't really got to play into it or not play into it. It's going to be something that people enjoy in the same way that we do when we go listen to those songs. So it's cool to have that one and have that moment on stage with her, you know, every night. And the title track on my album is called Don't Mind If I Do. And that's a really big song. So it's cool to have that one with her. And that's a completely different type song.
Yeah, it is cool how both of y'all have major songs with each other.
Yeah, and that was very accidental too. I wrote that song on the road, and I wrote it as a duet. And I was in the studio and I asked Ella to come by just to put a female vocal so I could make sure the key was right. And I was thinking about getting somebody else because we already had that song together. And she just crushed it in the booth. She did so good. I was like, well, I can't think of anybody's going to do it better than that. So it's been cool to have two very different songs that are working really well.
Yeah. I also feel like I see y'all going into just random bars and playing. Like, what is the story behind that?
Well, they're not that random. It's my bar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I opened a bar in Nashville. I'm sure you've been to Nashville. You know where Losers is?
Yeah.
Well, Winners was connected to Losers. It's now Riley Green's Duck Blind.
Oh, so that's where all these videos are from.
Yeah,
y'all stumbling
that might make people want to show up at my bar if we just jump up and play every once in a while. But
is the bar new?
It is, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's around October? I think we opened it. September, I don't know. It's open now, but yeah, it's cool. That's one of the things I loved about that part of Nashville and Midtown is when I was going up there, that was where you saw. I mean, every artist or celebrity I've ever met.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah, it really is. It's such a local hangout, you know, and I think it's cool for country music fans to go in there and maybe see somebody up there playing. I think Jamie Johnson was playing background guitar for us that night, you know.
That's cool.
It's been fun.
Okay, so y'all are just sneaking into your bar and playing a couple songs.
That might be the only one I can get in at this point.
There's no way. There's no way.
You love to be self-deprecating, it seems like.
I didn't. Somebody look that up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Make fun of yourself?
Quick, someone quick.
Was that self-deprecating for me to act like I don't know what it means?
Yeah.
I'm really smart. You need to shift gears.
You're smart.
I'm the greatest.
Yeah. Whenever you do settle down, do you see the appeal of like
no.
None of it.
What are you gonna say?
No, more like dating someone who does the same, like another music star. You'd like to more chill.
It's not that I don't. It's not the appeal. First off, I don't see any appeal of it because I know what that lifestyle is like and how tough that would be. I think what I search for outside of my career is like a sense of normalcy.
Sure, yeah.
I love going home. I'm kind of a homebody. You don't really realize it until you start traveling. And I think having a career that's in the public eye will probably make anybody a little bit reclusive. Yeah. I think some people are cut out more for it than others. But one reason I love to go home now is it's the exact same. Yeah. Like life moves so much slower. Like my Uncle Wayne still pulls up at my house and he says, hey, the lady down at the Huddle House's daughter listens to your songs. Like, that's a huge deal. He has no clue what's going on. Mom, I want a CMA award. She's like, that's great. You want macaroni and cheese? Like, nobody cares. Yeah. And that's a really easy way to stay grounded and also a really good way to find inspiration for songs because I don't have a lot in common with the Nashville country music star lifestyle. And that's certainly not what my fans have in common with me.
That's so true. I mean, it's like my family has a 300-acre animal farm in Georgia. And every time we go back, it feels like I'm talking to my sister about life out here and drama or this and that. And she's like, who are these people? Yeah. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, God, you're right. None of it matters.
Oh, like my friends and family have to pry information out of me. My mom doesn't even call me. She calls my managers or my tour managers, and they show up at my shows. They didn't even tell me they were coming. You know, and like I said, I think creatively that's a really important thing to have. But it's been very helpful to keep you sane, to be able to slip back there and kind of disconnect. That's a pretty good way to do it.
Do you think you get a lot of your inspiration when you are kind of unwinding back at home, just kind of disconnecting?
Yeah, there's a lot of you know, and like I said, I'm very fortunate because things are going well, and that's why we're so busy. But it's a lot of like, I get off the road on Sunday and I want to put my guitar down, and not look at it again until I have to, you know. So when I have a little time to kind of unwind, I can sit back and look at, you know, for one, how awesome this is that I'm getting to do, and then also, you know, think about songs like Georgia Time and like, man, what was I thinking when I wrote that? You know, I'm sure you're familiar with Corey Smith. I always think about him because I was such a big fan of Corey Smith. A lot of my stuff that I cut years and years ago was very much like that. And I even had some songs where I kind of like rapped in the verse a little bit like he did. But I always think about, he wrote those songs and it was talking about wishing you were 21. How do you go back there mentally when you're 40 years old? You know, so going back and living with some of those songs and visiting those places that kind of gave me that inspiration, I think helps me to write from a place that at least got me somewhat successful.
You just released Christmas to Me. Have you always wanted to do?
No. A Christmas song?
Yeah.
I feel like every record deal in Nashville has a clause that says they can make you do a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And I think everybody dreads it. I had a really busy travel week, like West Coast to New York, did like Good Morning Today or something. And
Good Morning Today.
it was one of the two.
Combine the
You get
two.
what I'm saying?
No, I know the one.
And it's a new show.
Yeah,
It's really good. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And it's a late night show.
Perfect.
And they called me and my manager was like, hey man, I hate to even ask you this, but like, could you go do this thing? It's kind of a favor, Christmas special somewhere. And I was like, had travel planned to go home and like catch a ball game at where I went to school at. You know, I was really excited about it. And I was like, well, you know, like I'm supposed to go do it. What's the song? And it was the most awful, like, it wasn't Jingle Bell Rock, but it was worse than that. It was just cheesy. And a lot of Christmas songs are cheesy. And I thought,
All I want for Christmas is you. Yeah.
I kind of like that one. If I can write a Christmas song, I'll always be able to play a song. If I like it, I can, like, people ask me to do that, I can always have a song that's like decent to play. So I sat down on the bus and wrote a Christmas song, and I like it.
It's
like,
great.
I mean, I cheated a little bit.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I think it's a country song that I made a Christmas song.
Yeah, it's not, you know, very like deck the halls.
Dashing through the
There is a little jingle at the end, though.
Yeah.
Some sleigh bells.
A little sleigh bell. Yeah, that's about all.
I like it.
A little sleigh bell.
And the album cover is Christmassy.
Well, it's me. It was Christmas in my grandmother's little Jean's house.
There you go.
Yeah. My granddad Buford sitting in the corner. That's little me with a Troy Aikman jersey on. Yeah.
Stamp.
It's one of those songs that I can see it. Like was the easiest song for me to write. I think me and Eric Dillon wrote that song in like 15 minutes on the bus. Like, and he couldn't type it fast enough. It was coming out because it was just me singing about what Christmas was like growing up, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think one of the most surprising things about you is, or like people might be like,
probably how smart I am.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean? Like, like what people wouldn't know about me?
Like shit you're into, like a guilty pleasure, like, you know, like you're a big fan of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is, you know, you.
I like that Rihanna song, You Look So Dumb Right Now. What's that song?
So dumb right now.
Take a Bow?
Oh, yes.
Take a Bow.
There's a video of her doing that.
That's not how she sounds.
I never said I sound like Rihanna.
No, I'm just saying I couldn't put the two together.
I gotta come at our guests like that.
That's messed up. That was my best Rihanna impersonation.
Yeah.
No, but there's a video of her singing it, and it's just like her out there. I don't know. I like that. So I watch that video a lot. Makes me feel good when I'm in a bad mood.
Oh, is that when she has the short red hair? All right.
I didn't get in. I don't know what outfit she has.
It might not. It might. That might have been
now we're
earlier.
testing.
No.
Y'all don't have the internet here?
No,
Like,
our Wi-Fi is unplugged.
Look it up.
Yeah. It makes
Take
me
a
feel
bow,
good.
Rihanna.
That, and there's a movie called Tin Cup.
Great movie.
My favorite movie ever. And the last 20 minutes of that movie, when he hits it in the water so many times, that's
like with the 7-iron.
Yeah. That's that I watched that a lot. Just the last bit of that movie.
Why?
It just puts me in a good mood.
Like you
It's
fast
that
forward
song.
to that, or you just like watch a clip.
Like
on
just
YouTube?
like kind of your meditation almost in a way.
I don't know. Just like I can't help but like kind of smile. It makes me feel good.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's your favorite food?
You said surprise. So you're surprised.
Yeah,
Favorite
surprised.
food? Meatballs. I love some good
Riley,
meatballs.
I make.
You do?
Listen,
See, that's surprising.
You know how Thanksgiving is down south, right?
Yeah.
You better eat grandma's stuffing or you're out. Well, for her Thanksgiving I brought him to, I'm like, all right, my grandma's been cooking this dressing all day long. Everyone's played their part. Everyone's cooked something. You've got to. And
No,
this
but
man
no,
made meatballs and
no,
only
no,
made
no, you're
and
not
only
telling-
ate
you're
the
not- you're not
meatballs. That's
telling it right.
all he
Like,
touched
no.
at this Thanksgiving. And my
No.
grandmother's like, "Well, I don't know
Where are you
about
from?
this, Nick."
Wisconsin.
You lost the. Oh yeah, you don't even have it. You don't have a Wisconsin
I
accent.
don't.
When
I've
he
never
says
had
when
it.
he says roof, he
When I
says
say roof or
So,
when I say
you
locker,
look like you
Lacker,
were
yeah.
born in Georgia. I mean, you got so
Ah.
many things like you went down there. They were
I just
expecting
got-
a certain level of.
He was probably still wearing skinny jeans when I took
Yeah,
him.
I
was definitely still wearing skinny jeans back then.
They took me to. So I'd never been to like really nice restaurants or anything. And when I was getting like my record label was trying to sign me, I had 4 record labels offer me a deal. So they had to like court me. It was like getting recruited. And so they were taking me out and like pretending they liked to drink beer, Busch Light, and all this stuff with me, and trying to like look through my hunting pictures and act like they knew what I was talking about. And so we would go to these nice restaurants, and I found this place in Nashville. They took me had meatballs, and that was where like anytime I had like a number one or something good happened, we all went there and I made everybody eat meatballs. We
That's
just ordered
great.
them off the appetizers. There was 3 in there. It's that Tratatouille place. It's next to Bridgestone. Put a link to that up there too.
Ratatouille.
No,
Yeah.
she asked me to make meatballs, and I was like, okay. It was like a potluck, and
Yeah.
I make some fucking good meatballs.
Wait, did he make the little
No.
No,
barbecue
they were
meatballs?
big.
Like,
They
'cause
were
that's what we
big.
have at our
No,
thing.
no,
No,
they were
but I like
big.
them.
homemade
They're like Italian
marinara
meatballs.
sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and then I made them, and then like okay, and she was like, "You should make meatballs." I was like, okay, and then like it was Thanksgiving dinner, which I just don't like. I'm not a big Thanksgiving.
Well, I
dinner guy.
don't like a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm like a kid. I like cheese and sauce, and I could just eat one thing.
That's kind of how I was. And
But
then,
I'm also respectful, so I get
I'm not-
everybody's
apparently
stuff.
not.
Would you
yeah.
have tried grandmother's stuffing?
You'd have to.
You have to. He was like, I'll get back to it. I promise, Betty Sue.
I went over to my grandmother's house the other day, and she made beef stew, and that has too many ingredients for me. Like I don't do onions, and I don't even know.
You don't
what
do everything but the
It's-
kitchen sink.
Yeah, it's just like everything in there. It's literally like she just puts whatever she has in there,
Mhm.
and I mean, I had to eat some of it, you know.
Did you like choke it down or?
She always has these little bitty miniature Welch's grape juices.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just,
chugging
Yeah.
that. Do you tell her it was good? Do you lie to her?
of course, kidding me?
That's
I'm trying to get beat.
That's crazy.
This is an Alabama grandmother we're talking about. She still cuts her own grass.
Damn.
Does she?
Uh,
How
she
old is
does.
she?
86.
Oh, damn.
She I went home in the summer, and she was weed eating. It was 100 degrees, and she's out there weed eating, and I pulled up and I said, "Grandmother, let me do that." She's like, "No, I want to do it." I said, "Let me do it." I said, I'm gonna take my shirt off out here and let the neighbors see and get a little sun, you know. And so she went up to her house, and I got around to the other side, and she was back down there with the other weed eater doing the other side. She'll weed eat off the side of her golf cart.
She'll just ride the golf cart.
Yeah. She loves Like a stick.
That's
if
great,
a stick
yeah.
falls off a tree, it doesn't sit in the yard long.
She picks it up.
Yeah, it's getting picked up.
Wow.
That's great.
They don't make them like that nowadays. Landscapers, they don't make them like an Alabama grandmother.
Oh, I don't remember. Somebody came down and was filming like a little content thing or like where you're from or something. And they were like, you know, you can't make up where I'm from. Obviously, you know, being from where you are, you know what that small town life's like. And there's one flashing light. There's one store. It's called Green Store. All 4 of my grandparents knew each other when they were kids. So
Mhm.
like everybody's from right there. And like the old men go to the store in the morning and play dominoes and, you know, talk about all the gossip. And the camera guy was sitting there like, and I'm giving an interview. I said, "Oh, my grandmother's calling. What's she about to cuss me out?" Because I bought her a lawnmower. She was getting a new lawnmower, and I talked to the John Deere guy, and
Ooh,
I
she
said,
didn't
"Let me
like
pay
that.
for it." He said, "No." She told me don't. I was like, "Come on, man." So I answered the phone, and she said, "Riley, you little shit." And they were like, "That was your grandmother?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yep.
not having it."
Grandma's got a mouth. With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and the first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contract. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deals and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. That is incredible. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/VIALL. That's mintmobile.com/VIALL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/VIALL. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plans. Additional tax fees and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for more details. There are certain pieces of clothing that every man owns, the t-shirts, the hoodies, the pair of jeans. So if every man owns these essentials, why is it so hard for them to fit correctly? With True Classics, that's a thing of the past. True Classic offers premium essentials at an affordable price. You can get the best selling tees, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. They make shirts that define your best features with a perfect fit. They're snug in the arms and chest and with just the right amount of room in the middle section. Personally, I love the waffle hoodies. It's the perfect comfortable layer for me now that the weather is getting a bit colder. In addition, their 3, 6, and 9 packs of their t-shirts are an absolute essential, a go-to. You can never have too many great fitting t-shirts. God knows the ones in your drawer are probably rugged old. They don't hold the shape that they're supposed to. So upgrade those basic tees today. From True Classic, they offer 100% fit guarantee and easy returns, and they're trusted by over 4 million customers and 200,000 plus reviews. The holidays are here, and True Classic's ultra-comfortable, perfect-fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and the men in your life. So, if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during their huge holiday sale. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/VIALL to save. That's trueclassic.com/VIALL. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. End the year with holiday cheer, thanks to True Classic. What is like the mountaintop in your career look like to you? Like for sure,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Other than this moment, though.
Oh, that's tough.
Collab
You know
with
what?
George Strait.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I've already been so fortunate to have collaborations with people I'm such a big fan of. I mean, and they've all worked out really well too, which is awesome to have hit songs with people that you're friends with. ACM award was pretty crazy. We won a CMA award the other day. You know, Ella did. I think there's probably a lot of people that had like dreams of a country music career, like always grew up doing it and they've had more time. I never really had that. I thought I would grow a long gray ponytail and play at the Floribama and do construction during the week, and like that would be the extent of my career.
Why a
So
ponytail?
I don't know. I mean, if you live at
Because
the
you
beach,
can. Look at that beautiful
my
hair.
God.
Like,
Yeah, I guess.
I hope you're okay with me saying you got beautiful hair.
I was hoping somebody would.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that though, because it's like
I didn't have any visions of
Yeah.
the success I've already had. So for me, it's like if I never had another hit, I would be blown away by how awesome my career's been. But at the same time, like
now that
my anxiety or whatever, my worry in my career is just that I don't get as much as I can out of it.
Okay.
And I'm like, for me to like sit around when I should be going to write a song, or, you know, management calls and says, hey man, you've had a really busy week. We're going to not do this one show. I'm like, oh, let's just do it.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be a time when I start saying no, but right now it's like, I know how fortunate I am. I want to try to get as much as I can out of it.
That makes sense because it's not something you expected to do. You got into it. And it must constantly kind of almost feel surreal, right? And at the same time, now you're doing it. You're having a ton of success. You're winning awards. You're on Jimmy Fallon. Like you get used to it, but at the same time, you have this appreciation for something that you know, 15, 20 years ago. Like I'm guessing if I would have told you, like you'll be where you are now, you know.
On this podcast, I would have never believed it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's a little bit of what's been tough for me is like the bigger you get, there's a little bit of a disconnect with fans that you have. Like when I was playing songs and like I would go in a barbecue restaurant, I would have to win over people. They didn't come to see me. You know, like they were eating and they probably thought my music was too loud. So I had to like do something to set me apart from somebody else. I wasn't that great of a singer. So I started writing songs and I thought that was how I learned how to write. Like, oh, this line, they turned around.
Okay.
You know, this one made them like raise their beer up. So you lose that a little bit when you got a sold out show somewhere. We did stadiums with Luke Combs last year. You know, I've got an arena tour that I went on this year, and everybody seems so far away now. So it's nice to, when you write songs, be able to do something on a level that's a little more intimate and go, man, that works. You know,
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you got to be worried that somebody might not like it. I think that's what keeps you working
Keeps you
hard.
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Can't sit there and look at all the TikToks of old ladies saying that your forearms are pretty. You got to do something to keep yourself motivated and, you know,
That doesn't keep you motivated to work out?
forearm workout. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm like Popeye. That's all I do. Eat spinach and work out my forearms.
Bales of hay.
Yeah.
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 You
No actual work. No.
no actual work. You just a college football fan, or you like the pros too?
You know, in Alabama, we don't have a pro team. Everybody's a Braves fan, and everybody's a lot more college. I've kind of been like that.
It's kind of hard to be an Auburn fan these days.
You know, it's not, because you just don't care. You just,
Yeah, that's true.
When I think Auburn should be really good, it's tough for me because I'm like biting my nails at every game. This year, I didn't expect that much, and they didn't disappoint me.
Yeah. You're like, well, all right. Another loss. Could be worse, I guess. Did you watch the Georgia game? The 8 overtimes?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was insane. Who are they playing?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you cheer for any other SEC, even though Auburn's
Yeah,
Auburn?
my whole family's Alabama fans.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
How are you?
Alabama's,
How are you Auburn?
I don't know. I think growing up, my sister Casey's 2 years older than me. My sister Lindy's 10 years older than me. Me and Casey fought all the time. I thought Lindy was cool. So every guy that she dated, I thought was the coolest dude ever.
Sure.
You know, like I remember like khaki pants with the little frizzled, the little shorts, like New Balance shoes. Like I had to have. So I mean, I think maybe one of her boyfriends was an Auburn fan, and that was why.
Wow.
Yeah, easily influenced.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Kind of
Shout
a
out.
backfire though, just because like Alabama's been so good.
Yeah, but man, Alabama can have the best team in the country, and Auburn can be the worst team, and they
Yeah.
can still beat them
In Auburn,
any year.
yeah.
Like it's the
Mhm.
craziest thing.
That one you always talk about, the missed
Everyone
field goal,
talked. We
the-
all
Oh, it's
talked
kick
about
six,
it.
man.
Yeah. I remember that. I was
Yeah.
watching. I was
Auburn's gonna win
randomly.
the
It was
football.
on
See,
one
that's
day.
the thing too.
I just,
When
like,
you have a
start
game like
crying.
that, it doesn't matter if Alabama wins 50 national championships. You can go, that kick six game though, man. That was
Doesn't
can't take that
matter.
back.
That's true.
So what are you gonna do for Christmas?
As little as I can get away with. I'm gonna almost head home and hang out with the family a little bit. We still very traditionally go over to my grandmother's and eat and take a nap and get up and eat again and nap and open presents. And,
Yard's like the parking lot.
that's right. See, she did her due diligence.
I'm a fan.
Oh yeah, you kind
I'm
of
a
have to
fan.
be.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, or at least pretend to be on the podcast.
Well, yeah.
Self-deprecating.
I got a lot of nieces and nephews, so that's fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you the favorite uncle?
come on, dude.
Do you get them presents?
Yeah. You know what was one of the best years I had was I just took them to like the store and just let them all pick out what they wanted.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm like
it's easier because then you're not like guessing what they want. And they're not like, I already have this.
Yeah.
You know, that always
Yeah.
happens to me.
And it was like something to do. You know, they enjoyed that. That was fun for me.
What store did you take them to? Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. There's not a Target where we're at.
Yeah. They don't make Toys R Us anymore. So.
No.
They don't?
No, I think they closed them all.
Hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I was really looking forward to taking.
They're coming back.
You know.
Are
Are they?
They're trying to, yeah. They exist in, I think, J.C. Penney's or Macy's.
It's so hard to believe that any stores exist anymore with Amazon.
Yeah,
I mean,
online shopping.
I found out what that was like 3 years ago.
And you're like, oh shit, this is
Somebody, one of the ladies who works my record label was telling me, I was like, I just built my house in Alabama and then I signed my deal, went on the road, and I was getting furniture delivered and all this stuff. And I was like, I didn't even see it. My mom was sending me pictures of like furniture. And I was like, man, I got to get plates and cups and blah. She said, well, you can order them on Amazon. I'm like, what are you? And so she showed it to me. And now I'm like, I just order all kinds of junk.
Hooked.
I don't think I'm like, what's it called when you see something like by the register and you impulse? I don't like impulse
Yeah.
buy stuff. I just like having packages when I get home. So like, it doesn't matter what it is. There's so much stuff I've opened that I've
Like,
never touched.
You two would get along just fine.
Really?
I
I do. I love a package.
walk
It's
home.
like Christmas all the time.
Matter of fact, I don't know that there's been many things I've opened in the last few years that didn't disappoint me when I got inside of it. Like I was
Yeah.
more excited about having it.
Of just opening
Just
it,
like
yeah.
having, is it like the free
Yeah.
stuff?
I think so.
Do you get a lot of PR packages?
Yeah.
You do. Is
Yeah.
it mostly just like beer and blue
I
water
don't think
sunglasses?
send beer in the mail. Like no, it's a lot of hunting stuff.
Oh,
I've got 5 billion hats with a duck on them somewhere at my house. Yeah. It's funny too, because I'll see people in my little community out there with them on, because my dad goes and gets all that stuff and gives it to
Gives
people.
them out.
And there's this thing called Trade Day in Collinsville. It's like a big flea market outside. And we always went there when I was a kid. Me and my dad would go like trade case pocket knives with people and set up and sell stuff. And I took some of my buddies up there and we bought a bunch of miniature goats and pigs for my farm. It was just something to do when I was home. And I saw my dad there. And he had a booth set up.
All
He was
your
selling
stuff.
And I went over there and there's like a real tree vest with the tag still on. I'm like, that's mine. And he said, $15. Like he's gonna sell it back to me. But he's just taking all the stuff that people send me and selling it at Trade Day. He's making a killing. My sister
And that's
sells
how you found
bootleg
out?
Riley Green merch. Yeah.
Great.
Honestly, that is smart. Yeah, you're
It's smart for
Helping out
him.
the whole
Yeah.
family.
It's great.
it's great. You're losing packages though.
Yeah.
It's less for you. That's crazy. I do remember I saw you at the Music Vault in Savannah years ago, and so it is real. And there was like no one there. No offense. But
Is that on the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just remember I didn't know there was like such a bachelorette party thing and down there until
Oh.
that show.
Oh,
But it's like a honky tonk. It's like a
saddlebags
that's
with
what I'm
the
thinking
with
about.
the
Yeah, that's the spot. Yeah.
with the bull, mechanical bull. So I can only imagine what like your friends and your family and your ex-girlfriends think about you now, because it's wild for me at least to be like, oh, I was at a concert when like no one was there, and then to like see you now so massive and
That's
so
what y'all
big.
should have had on here. My ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
You had a
Sure,
bigger
man.
couch. I would
Riley Green's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Step right up, folks. For me, it's tough to really grasp because it was so gradual. Like it
Mhm.
happened, like it went from this little place to a little bigger, and like the music vault, and we did the arena in Savannah
Yeah.
last year, or the year
In
before.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it was very regional to start with. So like I was a big deal in like Calhoun County for a while, in Alabama. And then it kind of,
Mhm.
the circle has grown and now people, that's the biggest thing. I mean, like we went to Australia and had, I don't know how many sold out shows. We headlined 2 big festivals out there and I flew my parents out with me and they sang it. It was like we were playing in Georgia. Like they sang every word.
That's gotta be
Isn't that
surreal.
wild?
Yeah. It's that kind of thing it's hard to really comprehend, I think, that it can travel like that.
Yeah. I think Carly Pierce she was sitting where you are and she was saying in like Sweden or something, she's like, they don't speak any English. She says they know every single word to all of her songs. And then the second she starts like talking to the crowd, they're all like,
Yeah.
huh? What?
Yeah, that was in Montreal. They speak French. Somewhere in Canada in that area. Boots and Hearts Festival or Lasso Festival or something. And I noticed they sang every word, but when I would do my in-between song banter, it was just like, so
You don't speak any French?
I thought I wasn't funny. Thank God I am.
Yikes.
It wasn't me, it was
Yikes.
them.
Yeah,
No.
yikes.
I can barely
That would've
speak
been
English. I don't speak French.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
struggles with English.
Yeah.
too.
It's hard. Reading's hard.
They filmed a like where you're from piece on my farm, and it was right when I signed a record deal, and my mom was sitting in my house making CDs, putting my label on them. I told her when I was playing those shows like that she could make CDs and sell them, and she'd keep the money. For me, it was good advertisement. I didn't want to fool with it. And the label's like, you can't do that anymore, right? Like that's like piracy or whatever. She's like, what? And my dad was on the porch, like staying in the porch, and they went out there and talked to him. They were interviewing him, and they had to use subtitles for my dad because he mumbles so much.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
great. What's he sound? Can you do an impression of your dad?
Yeah.
But you know everything he's saying, don't you? Or at least your mom does.
Yeah, man. That's right. Yeah. Well, he called me the other day. He was at Trade Day,
Mhm.
and he said, hey, listen.
Your
First
stuff
off,
sold great today.
yeah, he figured out how to work. He figured out how to work my phone. Like he's got a phone, and so he like takes pictures with it now, and he calls. And he was like, hey man, listen, I'm at Trade Day, and I found this trailer, man. It's bad, it's badass. Like, you think I can get it? He works for me on my farm. My mom has like the farm checkbook, so he has to call me and check. I was like, yeah, how much is it? He's $750. Like, yeah, you can get it. He's like, man, you're not gonna believe it. And he's telling me all about it. And I went home for Thanksgiving, and he drugged me out there to go see it. And it's literally like, those trucks at like Alagasco, like a utility work truck, like the white ones with the big toolboxes on the back and all that.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, somebody sawed it in half and they just put a tongue on the front of it so you could hook it up. That's all. It's like the most rinky, it'll fall apart. And he was so
He
excited
loves
about it. Yeah.
Did you ride it?
What do you mean ride it? What,
Did you drive it?
drive the truck? You mean like pull it somewhere?
Sure.
No,
You
I don't
didn't?
want any part of that.
But he's doing the whole thing.
I don't know what he's going to do with it. He doesn't need it. He just was so excited it was a deal. And I guess
I just love the sale.
he'd never seen one like it
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
He's like, it's actually collecting dust now. I
Yeah.
haven't, yeah.
But we got 80% off.
But we did get 80% off. That's awful.
That's great. What's your favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal versus like the one I eat because I feel like it's okay.
Sure.
Honey Bunches of Oats
That's your healthy
is like,
cereal?
yeah, but I mean, I eat like protein cereal stuff now. I don't remember the brands of them, but they're kind of like cardboard.
Ew.
But like it's got enough that it makes me feel like
Sure.
I don't know how you beat like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's tough to beat.
That's my
Fruity Pebbles.
Over cocoa.
Yeah, I'm not. You're talking about Cocoa Puffs?
Pebbles.
Pebbles. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big chocolate guy.
Really?
Pops.
Pops.
You know what's the slept
Ew.
on cereal? Apple Jacks.
I do like Apple
Really?
Jacks.
Yeah, and that feels kind of
It
healthy
is
too,
slept on too.
doesn't it?
What's
I
that?
feel healthy eating Apple Jacks.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's a little cinnamony.
Well, I can trick myself into
Yeah.
thinking
Apple.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, after I have like 3/4 of the box though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must get a little frustrating to have everyone want to know so much about your love life because I think you personally keep it so private and so it like makes people want it more because you're like, I'm not talking about it. That's nothing, and they're like, we've got to know. We have to know what's going on in Riley Green's love life.
Well, if I told them anything about it, they wouldn't want to know anymore. They'd be like,
Boring.
I don't think there's really that much of one. I mean, I can't convey the amount of travel that has been
Yeah.
this year. And I just think sometimes the last thing I want to do when I got 2 days off is go on a blind date or I don't know. I just,
nothing sounds
I
worse
think
than
I'm
that.
pretty far from the schedule that it's going to take for me to settle down. So yeah, I don't know what they're saying on other podcasts or
I just know that that's
gossip
like
sites, but-
people. I mean, you were at the CMAs. It was like, who is the hottest person in country music? Carrie Underwood, Riley Green.
well, that's nice.
So you
That's
didn't
a
watch
group there.
right?
Yeah,
I think you said Carrie Underwood, didn't you?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that seemed like a no brainer to me. They said I couldn't say myself, so
No.
that wasn't self-deprecating, was it?
No.
Went the other way on that one.
Yeah. I just think it's wild that people are, they always want what they
It must be flattering
have,
though. Like, or do you find that annoying?
That's not annoying. My mom used to tell me I was the cutest one in my football uniform
There you
all the
go.
time after every game,
Aw.
win or lose.
A mom's love for a son. She like that. Really, it's what gives you. You'll get confidence if
Yeah.
mom loves you.
If I ever get down on myself, I'll just go home.
call mom.
Yeah.
My mom gave me an unnecessary amount of confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are a mama's
I'll go
boy.
along with that.
Yeah.
Have you are you the type that like has like a notes app of your future kids' names on it?
No. No.
I did.
Well, I mean, isn't that probably more of a girl thing?
Like, what's your dream wedding? Like,
Yeah. Have you already picked out your tux?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
That would have been my answer to the what would surprise people question, I
How
think.
will your
I don't
hair
think
look?
I look like the guy that's got all that
I've
picked
got a
out.
notes app full of kids' names that I like.
I might have an app, like, or a notes app of just like names for like a dog that I might get one day.
Or like batteries, Chinese food.
I know I should
paper
know this
towels.
because I did watch an interview of you talking about your dog. But what's your dog's name again?
Carl.
Carl. I love that.
See what I mean?
We have Jeff and
Steve and
Steve.
Jeff.
It's
Yeah.
nice. People
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Carl, and he's got a girlfriend now. Her name's Carol Ann.
Love that. Yeah.
Who's-
Yeah.
Where did he meet her? Like on the
Well,
apps or something?
No, I mean, she's not his girlfriend yet. She's like still like young, but when
Oh.
she, we're gonna do the thing, or
So-
maybe they will if they
Must
want
be-
to.
Yeah.
And I got a yellow lab named Jazz. That's my duck hunting dog. So
Jazz.
they all run around on the farm and chase the goats and animals. I thought Jazz was a good dog name because if it was a girl, it'd be Jasmine, and if it was a guy, it'd be Jasper.
Well,
There
there you
you
go.
go. Yeah.
You
Not-
didn't know which one it was going to be when you got
Well, I
one?
wasn't sure. I let the dog pick me when I went to get the dog.
Oh.
You're supposed to get if you want a dog for hunting. This is just so y'all know. You're supposed to get the dog that likes people more than other dogs. So when you go and they're like little puppies and they're walking around, this is not scientific. For anybody that's like dog people out there, don't
This is
act like I know
Riley
what I'm talking about.
Green's-
This is what I think.
Yeah.
So like the one like Jazz was like over there by me, and the other ones were like jumping on each other and stuff. And like really in real life, you went to a park right now. She's not like around a lot of other dogs a lot. She would like go smell of another dog and then she would run back to you.
She's not even interested.
No, she would never like go chase another dog or something. I
But
think
she's
that
gonna-
makes her like want to like do what I want her to do. So
Mhm. Did
yeah.
you send her off to training or did you?
no, I
train
trained her myself.
You did.
hmm
What does that
Dad's ruined
entail?
it.
I bet.
Yeah.
Does he just give her a bunch of
I
treats? all the
feed her coconut and powdered donuts all the time.
Ooh. Ooh, that hurts my stomach.
Yeah.
Ooh. Coconut powdered donuts.
No, I mean the two different types.
Oh,
Coconut
different.
donuts and powdered donuts. Like that's what he
Damn.
gets them at the store.
Damn.
And he like brags about it too. He's like, look, when I'm driving, I'll open up that pack and she'll put her head right there on my shoulder. I'm like, yeah, Dad, she wants it. Yeah, I know.
She can smell.
He's
she
like,
can
I
smell-
trained her to eat donuts.
Yeah, like he's happy about that.
So she can smell the blood from a deer, and she can also smell the second that bag opens up and that powder dust shits out.
I bought a bunch of chickens, and I had to like tell Dad, like, she's a bird dog. Like, you can't have her around. Like, she'll eat them. He's like, no, she wouldn't do that. And I feel like the first baby chick that got like, I feel like there was nothing but just the feet smoking, like on a cartoon.
No. What'd your dad say?
He was surprised.
He said,
Really
he said,
well.
Riley, your dog ate a chicken today.
Right.
Probably easier to get powdered donuts
Isn't
than
that how he
chickens, I
talks?
guess. I don't know.
Your dog ate a chicken today.
That's how he
He said it
sounded.
just like that.
yeah, that's how he sounded. Oh, that's funny. Do you have a favorite? No. Does your mom have a favorite song of yours?
I wrote a hell of a way to go about her dad, my granddad Lyndon. So that one, I remember like, he had recently passed away when I wrote it. So I think that one's probably up there. They like the Christmas song. I kind of wrote it with her mom and dad's house in mind.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, she likes Worst Way.
Really?
That's something people always ask me in interviews when that song came out. It was like, what does your mom think of it? And she likes it.
Interesting. Did she have any follow-up questions when you were like, Mom, this is a new
No,
song?
we have a relationship that's kind of a don't ask, don't tell, where I come
Right.
up with whether something really happened or it's fictional when I write
Yeah.
songs. But I do tell her all the time when I was young and I was like sneaking out of the house and going to the bars and all this stuff, that's where I got all the stories that I wrote these songs from, so she can't be mad about it now if I tell her that I got arrested like before Easter Sunday one year and like bailed myself out and made it to church, That didn't really happen.
Oh,
Are you sure?
okay, for sure.
See if Mom's going to watch this.
Yeah, you
Oh,
get
your
a
mom's a
text.
huge fan of our show.
She probably is. She will be,
She might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially
Ah.
this episode.
Sure.
She'll like this one.
She's gonna love,
She's gonna love this one. I'm her favorite.
Do your sisters do they know that you're the favorite?
Yeah, they can't stand it.
Really?
I
It's
was
the
the favorite
boy.
before I had success. So like you can imagine now. I mean,
Oh my God, yeah.
my mom and dad live in my house.
Yeah, but I bet you treated your mom right. Like you're probably good to her.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
Fine.
I bought everybody like cars and stuff. You know what I mean? And y'all know this from being successful. Like, there's nothing I've ever bought myself that gave me as much enjoyment as like buying my dad a truck. He's never had anything nice.
Yeah.
His truck that was nice, I bought him, isn't nice now because he's backed into everything I have with it.
Yeah,
But,
I bought my mom her dad's lake house back, and it was the coolest
Isn't
thing
that
I ever
cool?
did.
Yeah, I mean, it just, and I honestly don't do it for people to think I'm a good person. And I don't even say it for that reason. Like, it's just like, it really is. Like, when I'm on the road thinking about getting my nieces and nephews something, or like sharing what's really awesome that I get to do and what success I have with them's pretty special. But
yeah, it's like taking care of the people you love.
yeah, but I didn't give my parents my house. They stole it. They just squatted on it.
Really?
Yeah.
They
I
like
built a
loitered
house.
and then
I built a house, went on the road. They just moved in the basement and then slowly moved upstairs into the master
But
bedroom.
you didn't come back.
And I came home and my mom was like, came out and was in a nightgown on the porch. She saw me and
she's like, "What are you doing
she
here?"
didn't even greet me. She ran back in the house. And I thought, oh, it's not going to be good. And I got in there and there was just like my whole room just had stuff all in my, and I literally went in. I was like, listen, I'm going to go.
She's got plates
I'm
framed
going to stay
on
at the
wall.
barn, but like, we need to talk about this tomorrow. And I just moved into the barn.
Well, that can't be a bad place to stay.
No,
Does
it's
it
all right.
stink?
Do
It's
you
a
know?
nice barn.
Do you know your love language?
English?
Do you understand the
don't know what
question?
that is.
Yeah.
Usually.
That is.
I'm not against somebody that speaks another language, but
Like, how do you feel loved, Riley?
There's like several things. There's
You've never
physical
heard of love
touch,
languages?
I've heard people talk about it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure.
There's
physical touch,
I've
words
met
of
a girl before.
affirmation.
Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
And she probably
Let me
was
tell
like,
you,
"My
I-
love language is this."
I know the answer. When I go to the Chinese restaurant, I'm a
Mhm.
dragon on the placemat.
Nailed it.
So am I, and so
Yeah.
is River.
I'm a monkey.
October 18th. That's how you figure it out?
It's your year
Oh.
for the Chinese dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's your year.
For the Chinese, yeah.
Oh, that's not the same thing?
That's not the same thing. No.
No.
There's the love language is like, how do you show love to
How do you like
a
to show love,
romantic
and like what makes you feel loved?
And there's
Like,
things. There's physical touch.
He's exhausted. He's
He
like, I
is.
What
can't
kind
do
of
that.
Are you
podcast
asleep?
is this?
No, so there's
Well,
4 of
a
them.
lot
Can
of
I
ladies
tell you the
listen.
4?
Yeah.
Can I tell you the 4?
Yeah.
And you can pick.
Okay.
Okay.
So wait, let me ask you this.
This is one for.
Do you think that
5?
people are responsible enough to pick their own? You think
So
they should be
you
able to?
don't-
Like, people are going to say what they want you to think they are.
No, because none of them are bad. Well, I
They're
guess
not, there's that's
But
not
they're
like
going to pick their
it's not
favorite.
like a right or wrong. It's just like
There's
a
no
how do you?
favorite.
Yeah, there's no favorite. It's like you're in a relationship.
I don't think you should be
and
able to
you're-
pick what you think. That doesn't seem fair.
no. It's
Well,
more
tell 'em
like
what they
if,
are.
like for example,
Y'all have only
He
out
won't
here
let
for
me.
like an
He
hour.
won't
What
let
do y'all
me.
Words
think?
of affirmation, right?
No, I think there's words of
I had it-
affirmation, there's gifts, there's acts of service, and physical touch. So like
and quality time.
and quality
Fine.
time. Sorry, so
Forgot
5.
that
Yeah.
one.
So
I
like,
don't like being touched all that much.
there
Oh
you
my
go.
God. Okay, so
not,
definitely not. You do not want to be touched.
same with
Nick's the
me.
same.
Yeah.
I'm always like,
Like-
let me get inside of your skin, and he's like,
Okay.
I don't really want to be a
too
part
much.
of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be into that.
and like gifts, I could give. Like
I don't mind, like, I mean, like, like a girl, like, I don't mind being like touched, like sitting on the couch watching a movie or something, but I don't like people just touching me all the time. Like my guy friends, like, kind of like patch them, like, hey, I don't like that.
Okay,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're talking about We're talking about a
Mhm,
romantic
mhm.
Okay.
situation. Yeah. So there.
But
So
you wouldn't want her to like sit on your
I
lap
don't want,
and
like, I
cuddle.
don't,
You
okay,
want,
like
let me
breathe on your
answer it this
neck.
way.
Like you
I
know.
wouldn't.
I've dated girls that like to be just like back scratched all the time. Like, I'm not like that.
That's
I don't
a
care.
lot,
Yeah, I'm
right?
like, yeah, just
Yeah.
I'd rather you didn't. If you're doing it for me,
Yeah.
if you're doing it for me, don't. You're
Yeah.
wasting energy.
I'd
That's
rather
what
you
I-
didn't.
matter of fact,
Not-
I'll get you a
not
back
physical
scratch and do it
touch.
to yourself. Then I don't have to do it. And
the
you,
wooden
Right.
back scratcher.
does that mean we can take that one off the list?
Yeah, off the list.
Yeah, okay.
Done. Quality
Okay.
time.
Quality time.
Matter of fact, I've bought a lot of back scratchers and massagers and stuff over the years for girls.
Terrible.
Yeah, you do it. Like,
You got
The
it.
little thing that goes
yourself.
around here, like all kind of stuff. Well, she's hooked up to all kind of stuff.
That
Like, she's getting a-
Amazon is working
Yeah,
for
it
you.
is.
All right, quality time. Do you like hanging out with the people you like, or do you like being alone more? You introverted or extroverted?
Definitely introverted.
Yeah.
I think that I would have to have a little more in my normal lifestyle. I think I don't mind being around people. I think I'd have to have a little more of a regular schedule to be less introverted. But I think now I am a little bit.
I think he's an acts of service guy.
You
like,
think?
Yeah, you like doing things for the people you like.
Yeah.
that you love.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's how you show love.
I like
how
doing
do you
nice
show
stuff, yeah.
Like you
love?
would like make her a cup of coffee and you bring
Yeah.
it to her and like that's how you're showing love. You're not
Yeah, and I
scratching
would
her
sit
back.
it down
You're
and
not
not touch her.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You wouldn't.
As a matter of fact, I would make her the best cup of coffee and take it to a room that I was not going to be in
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put it down
And I
and
wouldn't
try
say
to coax her into that room. And
Not
then I would
say
go into
anything
the
to
other
her.
And then
room.
you shut it behind you.
Yeah.
and not even say
One of my
anything.
favorite things would be to like turn on a movie that I know is going to be kind of boring and then just like coax them to sleep so I can watch whatever I want to watch
There you go.
after they fall asleep. That's really fun for me.
That's awful.
Riley, this has been a ton of fun, man.
Oh, surely you got like a good segue out. Do that better.
Can
Y'all
you
are good
say
at this.
oil for
Huh?
me? Because oil.
Oil?
Oh,
See, he says it normal.
yeah.
Mm.
She's
Oh.
old.
Oil.
Oh.
How does your grandma say it?
Oil.
No, she
Yeah.
doesn't.
I bet she does.
You should call her when you leave
You got
her
called
nest.
out.
Okay.
No, there's no way.
You say it weird. It's
I don't
okay.
say it
That-
weird.
Yeah, you do.
Well, everybody, Christmas to me is out, and it is the best Christmas song of the year. Riley Green, everybody.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. Best of luck with everything. We're big fans, and can't wait to see what's next for you, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Take care, Ben. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.